If you're thinking about doing a trip in the next few months by yourself, with a friend, with a partner, I don't care. You'll need to pack smart. Otherwise your trip is going to be a nightmare. I've done this a few times before. I've been to a few continents, a few countries in my time. And today I'm gonna do my packing essentials for when I go away. The things that have helped me the most, the things I look at in my bag and go, thank goodness that's here. I would be really sad if that wasn't in my bag. I'm gonna do a breakdown today, include about 6 things that really help me when I'm away, that'll hopefully help you when you're away too. First thing I have on this list, I don't care what you call it, a fanny pack, a day bag, a bag, I don't care. This is something I used every single day when I was away, especially when I'm in hot countries, in South America, Asia. I'm just not that guy to put my phone and my wallet in my shorts while I'm walking down the street. This is the thing that you need. This one's from Crumpler, brand from Melbourne. I love their stuff, really high quality. This bag feels the same as the day I bought it, but there's plenty of options out there. And if you're thinking about going to a bar, to a restaurant, whatever it might be, these things are just life-changing for me. You can have it around here if you're at a club and there's lots of people. If you're on the street, you want to protect yourself, put it around the front. If you're walking in a more casual environment, you put it on your back. It's great. I think it's stylish. It's just what you need. I use this pretty much every day to hold everything from my phone, my wallet, my passport if I was going through the airport, my Kindle, any small things that I had, sunglasses, headphones, anything like that, and it was great. I'd usually have a water bottle in my hands just to walk around, but this was the perfect thing to have, especially if I was going out, if I was going to a restaurant. I much preferred it to carrying like a backpack, which takes up more space. So that's my first thing. The second thing that I use as one of my essentials, especially when I am solo traveling, is one of these things. It is a Kindle. They come in many forms, whether it's Kindle, whether it's Lenovo, whether it's Rakuten, I think it's called. Whatever it is, a book on the go. I was a huge fan of paperback. I am when I'm at home. I love feeling it in my hand. But for this trip, I borrowed my mum's, which I have not given back, and I don't think she will be getting it back. Sorry, mum. But it was amazing. If you go on a hike, if you're going to the beach, whatever it might be, if there's ever a time you're on a long bus and you don't want to go on your phone, this thing is just so good to pull out, and it saved me many times. And a lot of people were saying the whole time I was away, I wish I had a Kindle, and I said, you were right, because they're really good. There are many versions of these. Like I said, you can get a Kindle that has the biggest selection of books, but if you do some research online, any of those small, compact little screens, I guess they're called, lots of them you can get books relatively cheap. Usually a book on Kindle costs anywhere from $15 to $20, but I'm sure you can find cheaper ones out there as well. All right, the third thing I have as an essential when I am solo traveling is one of these things. These are just in-ear noise cancelling headphones. These are Jabra Elite Active 8s, I think they are. I'm not really sure what the model type is, but these things are a game changer. I'm a relatively light sleeper. So in terms of having them in a hostel room, if someone is snoring, if someone is doing what they shouldn't be, you get the picture. These things saved me so many times on bus rides, hostel rooms, whatever it might be. These were unbelievable. The way they are able to noise cancel while not having to be over your ears like my other headphones, they saved my life many times. These set me back about 180 Australian dollars, which is about 110 US dollars. But the amount of sleep they gave back to me, especially for if you're lying in bed and people are being noisy in your room, if they're sleepwalking, if they're sleep talking, snoring. I heard some amazing snorers when I was away, and almost every time, if you just put these in, just put the noise cancelling feature on, it was amazing. I sleep on my back, so it was perfect. I don't tend to roll to the side as much, so side sleeper might not work as well, but for everything else, these were amazing and probably the best $180 I've ever spent in my entire life. I'm going to include this next thing additionally as the third thing as well, because they both kind of fall into the same category and they both helped with the same thing. I don't care how ridiculous these things look when you're wearing them, but an eye mask. This thing, hostel rooms, buses, sleeping in an airport, it doesn't matter. You put one of these things on and you can't see the lights above you, I'm going to tell you, you're going to fall asleep. You're going to fall asleep. Yeah, this thing, as well as the headphones, that combination in particular, saved my life many, many times. So they do look ridiculous. Like if you see people in a hostel room with these on, you can't help but laugh because you would look the same. But sometimes you've got to sacrifice fashion for a good night's sleep. And this is the case where this thing came in handy many, many times. Also, I'm just realizing how every time I show things on the screen, how hairy my fingers are. So let's go. Number 5, this one is kind of a no-brainer, but I'm going to list it anyway because I found it very, very helpful. It's bringing these and putting them in your bags. These are air tags. You can get a 4-pack of them for 50 Australian dollars on Amazon or wherever you want to buy them. You can buy them from Apple directly. But essentially, you just throw these in how many bags you're taking. I took 1, 2, 3 last time. Including my day bag, but pretty much anywhere you go, this AirTag will tell you exactly where your bag is. So if you're in an airport, if you leave something behind, if something gets left behind at an airport, your AirTag will essentially be your guidance to where it actually is. I had a lot of people that were able to get their stuff back because they were able to show the police or they were able to just locate it by themselves. Because these little things were just in there the whole time. It obviously also works with AirPods if you have them. You can use the feature of Find My iPhone. But these were invaluable probably a handful of times when you weren't quite sure where something would be, and very helpful to get things back if you've lost them. Okay, number 6. If you're traveling solo and you want to meet other people, which I'm sure you do, but you're too nervous to go up to someone and say hello, I've got the thing for you. These 2 things are your best friends if you're trying to break the ice and start a conversation with someone you don't know. Playing cards are the foundation for many, many great friendships on the road. Whether you're playing a game, you can invite someone to play alongside you or with you. It's very low barrier to speaking to someone. Do you want to play a card game with me? Would you like to learn a new card game? I can show you this one that you haven't played before. If you're playing with friends, people want to get involved and then you can speak to them, it's fantastic. If you're a smoker, if you're not a smoker, carry one of these. I guarantee you at a hostel, someone will want to use it and you can be that person. And from that small interaction, you can start a conversation with them. So these things, if you're not a smoker and you don't want to be around smoking, that's fine. Pack of playing cards goes a very, very long way as well. Many, many times it's helped, whether I'm just going into a hostel, I don't know a single person. People are playing the game, I'm playing the game, I just wanted to get involved. You put yourself down, put yourself out there. It's a very easy, simple way without the awkward, hello, where are you from sort of thing. If that's not your thing, this is a very easy way to get into those. Okay, the 6th, I think it's the 6th or the 7th, whatever it might be, essentials I take when I'm away, is these 2 things here. 1 or 2, they're the same thing, they're portable chargers. There is times if you're taking long bus trips or if you're traveling or if you're in a hostel that's a bit cheaper, on the cheap side, you might not have access to a power point. So sometimes these are the best things. If you're going a night or 2 without power and you really need your phone to get somewhere the next day, these things are just when you're in an emergency situation, you really need your maps or you need to get in contact with someone the next day, you are always going to want to have a phone with power. If it's not your phone, if your headphones run out of battery and you've got a long bus ride, you do not want to be stranded with nothing in your ears for that long. So these things have come in handy many, many times for me. The second part to that is, if you are going away, this is something I learned on this trip, for charging your phone on a bus or a hostel room only has 1 or 2 power points in the whole thing. It's getting a ridiculously long charging cord. This is bigger than my wingspan almost, but essentially it just allows you a little bit more flexibility. If you've got a smaller one, sometimes doesn't reach your bed. If you got one that's just stupidly long, although sometimes you're not going to need all of it, sometimes you are. And it helped me out a lot when I was away, especially on buses, especially if there was just one power point and I had to reach it across the entire room. This thing was really, really good. So the portable chargers, a long charging cord, and also a bag that you can organize all your stuff in as well. Just some essentials for on the charging front. They help me a lot, and they've helped me on every single trip that I've ever been on, and I wouldn't go anywhere without these things. I think that is all 6, but I'm gonna do a bonus few because I think there's a few other things that have really been worthwhile, and I'm really glad I had them when I was away. The first one is a camera. So this is the one I bought on a trip last year. It's a Ricoh GR3 HD, I think it is. Amazing camera. Not so much to give props to the camera. It is a great camera, but having something that's external to your phone, I have an iPhone 12 Pro, I think, and it takes great videos, great photos, but there was times where I just wanted to wander around a city, not be on my phone and just take nice pictures. This is absolutely perfect for it, like a small point and shoot camera. If you're really into photography, take a bigger camera. Just be wary that it'll be bigger, and there'll be times where if you're going to the beach or if you're going somewhere that's pretty hot, just be mindful you will have to lug that thing around all day. It's the same thing as a drone. So I always opt for just a smaller point and shoot. It's got no zoom, but I found the picture quality when I got home is just really, really good. So I'm really, really happy that I bought that. If you have access to a film camera, I'm gonna bring a film camera on this trip this year. You obviously run the risk if your bag gets stolen at the last minute, then all your film is gone. But I think the photos that film cameras take in general are the best photos imaginable. Got that retro look. Always the ones you can print off, and I think the physical editions of them are really, really nice, obviously. But obviously just be mindful if you lose your bag. So just be prepared for that, for dealing with that loss if it occurs. This last one pains me to say it because it is effective, but also at the same time, sometimes I go, oh, I don't really like this thing. And it is a microfiber towel. I think I've always been sad because I've never had a microfiber towel that's been good. They're usually just cheap and nasty. But this time I actually have a really beautiful one from one of my best friends, Sam, who has a company called Nut Huggers. I don't think you can see that, but it's been really, really good. I'll be taking on this trip this year. Just things like the beach, obviously having a shower, XYZ, they dry very, very quickly. I traveled a long time ago with a beach towel in my bag, and I can't tell you the pain and suffering that thing brought me while I was away, just given the size and the weight of it in many situations. So that was the thing this year, just to save space and a lot of stress and anxiety. Bringing a towel like this, you can get them relatively cheap, but they save you a lot of hassle. Guys, that is it. I think I've covered a few things there. Like I said, those are the things that have helped me out the most when I am packing for a solo trip. I'm gonna do a bigger video on things I put in my main bag that I felt have been very helpful as well. But these are just the things that have helped me, the essentials, the things that have got me by, the things that I've really got a huge ROI on bringing. So I thought helping out the next solo traveler on their adventure would be beneficial. If you like these sort of videos, let me know below. I'm going to be doing a few more videos like this on the channel. So stick around and we'll enjoy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers.